Welcome to the Grammarama store. I'm Andy, and I'm a phrase maker by profession, but I'm also going to be your presenter for these programs about language and how it works. Here at the Grammarama store, we've got loads of the most up-to-date equipment for analysing the English language. This is my trusty CompuGram, for instance. Anything you want to know about language, just ask the CompuGram. Of course, most people don't bother thinking about language much. They're too busy using it. But it's important stuff, you know. You can get very far without it. In fact, language is one of the biggest differences between human beings and animals, and one of the main reasons humans have been so successful.
In the beginning, people just made noises to express their feelings. But these sorts of noises aren't proper words, really more like animal sounds. At some point, human beings invented words. Words were a much better way of communicating. And then they needed more words.
Cat. Big cat. Big cat. Big cat. Big cat.
They made up words to talk about their actions, too.
Jump. 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 Jump.
Language probably stayed at this sort of level for hundreds of thousands of years. Then, one day, there was a great leap forward.
Big cat. Big cat. Jump.
Some clever cave person must have put words together and made a very simple sentence.
Big cat. Jump.
Of course, they still made noises to express their feelings.
I don't suppose anyone will ever know for sure exactly how language first developed. Talking gives you a chance to experiment and practice putting words together to communicate exactly what you mean. By the time you reach your teens, you've learnt an amazing amount about language. You know thousands of words, about 20,000 in fact. But if we just learned the words, we might end up talking like this.
About all at, comes don't. I it just, language me naturally, need think too.
But that doesn't happen because as well as learning the words, we also learn the rules for putting them together to make sense. The grammar of our language.
Language just comes naturally to me. I don't need to think about it at all.
Learning to talk does come naturally, but when it comes to writing, it's a bit different. To write, we have to learn all sorts of extra things about language, like how to form the letters, how to spell the words. Not only that, we have to use language differently when we write. We have to be much more careful. When we talk, there are lots of other things beside language to help us communicate. For instance, what do you make of this? Doesn't mean much to you, does it? But when I do this, this is... It's easy to understand what I mean. The language you use when you write has to be much clearer than the language you speak, because you can't use your face or your voice. Or your hands to help put over your message. And the people who read it aren't necessarily going to be in the same place, able to see all the things you can see that help make sense of your words. So in writing, we have to be much clearer, explain ourselves better. We have to use more words to put across our exact meaning, like this. I think this chocolate milkshake is really delicious. When we write language down, we have to know the grammar of standard English, which is the sort of English used for writing. Sometimes, standard English is a little bit different from the way people speak at home or with their friends. Time to find out about grammar. Grammar is the study of how we make sentences. Have a look at these sentences. There are short ones and long ones. Some tell you things. My granny is a werewolf. Some ask questions. What's for dinner? Some give instructions. When the chicken pieces are browned on all sides, remove them from the oil and keep them warm in the oven until later. So what are the rules for making them? Particularly these long sentences you need in writing. How do you make a sentence? Well, sentences are made up of clauses. And clauses are made up of phrases. And phrases are made up of words. So what we've got to do is have a look at the individual chunks. Then find out how words build into phrases. And how phrases build into clauses. And how clauses build into sentences. Simple.
Check this hunky, dunky, funky, chunky sentence, man.
If you know some grammatical words, you can talk about language, which can make you more aware of the way it works.
Break it up and then we'll see what the building blocks can be. Clauses!
Chunky clauses then you chop into smaller groups of what?
Phrases!
Crazy phrases make the space. Chunk on down to the basic bits.
Words! Don't be dopey, don't be fools. Get the grammar, get the rules of hunky, donkey, funky,
Chunky
sentences. Hunky,
donkey,
funky,
chunky
sentences.
Words build into phrases, build into clauses, build into sentences. Well, if we're going to get the grammar, we should obviously start by looking at the words and how they work in a sentence. The bad news is there are hundreds of thousands of words in the English language. We've got more words than any other language in the world. But the good news is there's only 9 jobs they can do in a sentence. 9 ways a word can work.
Whenever you find a word, you'll find a word at work. Whenever you find a word, you'll find a word at work.
Words can name.
Words can happen. Words can describe and compare.
Words can stand in place of others. Words can tell you how, when, and where. Words can point. Words can help.
Words can link. Words can yell. Ooh! Whenever you find a word, you'll find a word at work. Whenever you find a word, you'll find a word at work. Yabba-dabba-doo!
This is the wonderful world of words with your host, Miss Gloria Garbo.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the wonderful world of words. I'm your host, Gloria Garbo, and this is your chance to meet some of the personalities behind English grammar. You know that wherever you find a word at work. Well, we're going to meet some of these words at work, and we're better to start than by meeting Mr. Norman Noun. Well, Norman, tell us what your line of work is.
I'm a labeller. I label things. Allow me to demonstrate, if I may use your screen. Clock. Cow. Piper. City. Dog. Cyclist. Ship. Room. Cup.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Norman Noun is a labeller. He
Flower.
gives names to all the things,
Cat.
people,
House.
animals,
Swan.
and places in the world.
Shop.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you,
Castle.
Norman. I think we've got the idea. Norman's words are called nouns, and there are tens of thousands of them.
Yes, indeed. Quite a big job, I think you'll agree. Just think of all the things, animals, people, and places in the world, and all of them needing a name. Everybody and everything that you can see around you needs a name. Mind you, it's not just things that you can see that I give names to. It's ideas and feelings as well. Like,
McAllister against Seaman. McAllister can't believe it. More for the Scottish fans.
sadness, despair, gloom.
It's like an extra goal, that. Here's Gascoigne.
Happiness, delight, joy.
You must be very proud of your nouns, Norman.
Oh yes, indeed I am. My nouns are very important words, very important.
Now, I believe that there are some nouns that are even more important than others, the ones that need a capital letter.
Oh, my proper nouns, they are indeed something very special. The special names that we give to particular people, places, animals, or things. You see, there are lots of ships in the world, ship being a very common or garden kind of noun, but there was only one Titanic. So we give Titanic a capital to show that it refers to a very particular ship. The iceberg, of course, didn't have a proper name. It was just any old iceberg.
So the common nouns don't get a capital letter, but the proper nouns do.
That's right. There are far more common nouns than there are proper nouns, of course. Most things don't get a proper name. I mean, you wouldn't give your chair a special name, would you? You wouldn't call it Bert or Joan or Rover. It's just a common or garden chair. But all people have proper nouns for their special names. As you can see, I'm wearing mine. And here's one for you, Gloria.
Oh, thank you. My very own proper noun.
And of course, places have special names, so they need proper nouns too, like Edinburgh. And instead of just countries, we can have their proper names. Scotland, England, and Wales. You know, so that people can find the particular countries that they want. Lots of countries, but only one Scotland, one England, and one Wales.
Yes, I see. So
And that's another important thing about my nouns. They can be singular or they can be plural.
of course, singular means just one.
And plural means more than one.
Yes.
Allow me to demonstrate. I can have a singular rabbit or plural rabbits. I can have a singular pimple or plural pimples. As you'll see, it's usually quite a simple procedure to change from singular to plural. You merely add an S or sometimes ES.
Well, thank you, Norman. That's all very interesting. So, common noun, no capital letter. Proper noun, capital letter. Singular means one, plural means lots. I think we've all got that.
Good. Well, I'll show you some more of my nouns then, shall I? I've got plenty, you know, about 55,000 ready to hand. Double that if you count all the plurals.
Oh, well, that would be wonderful, Norman, but I'm afraid that's all we've got time for. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Norman Noun.
Every person, place or thing needs a name, and so we sing. Names mean nouns. Names mean nouns.
As Norman said, there are lots and lots of nouns, far more than any other sort of word. In fact, more than half of the words listed in your dictionary are nouns. And they have a very important job to do. You'd be lost without them. Imagine a world without nouns.
Oh, good thingy.
Good thingy.
And what can I do for you, this fine thingy?
Oh, just a thingy. I've got a thingy here somewhere. Let's see. 6 thingies, please.
What sort of thingies would that be?
Small, roundish thingies.
Farm fresh thingies for the wop, wop, wop.
That's the ones. And some thingies. Sizzle, sizzle. Mmm. Oh. Mmm. Delicious. Mmm.
Meaty thingies. That you eat with your farm fresh thingies for your thingy?
That's them.
How much?
Oh, about a thingy. And some thingy.
Oh, a thingy for catching thingies.
Oh, no. A pew. Oh.
Smelly thingy. Let's see. Smelly thingy.
No. No.
Huh? White thingy that you drink. Yellow thingy?
Yeah.
That you spread on your thingy?
No.
Yellow thingy that you get from the white thingy. Moo. You shake it till it's solid.
Yeah.
It's smelly poo. Little things like it. You cut it into wedge-shaped thingies.
Yes.
Sorry, we haven't got any.
You see, as Norman said, nouns are important words. They were probably one of the earliest types of word invented when human beings first started using language all those thousands of years ago. But that's not to say that other sorts of words aren't important too. The point about grammar is that words work together to make sentences that make sense. You can meet more words at work next week. Bye.
Words can name.
Words can happen. Words can describe and compare.
Words can stand in place of others. Words can tell you how, when, and where. Words can point. Words can help.
Words can link.
Words can yell.
Ooh!
Whenever you find a word, you find a word at work. Whenever you find a word, you find a word at work.